Oh no! Not again! Chaos! Could this be the same beast?
Oh yes! Attack Sonic now!
Froggy? I must say Froggy!
If he's your friend, I'll help you. Just leave it to me.
Now I have 6 of the Chaos Emeralds. There's only one more left to find. I even found Chaos's missing tail.
You won't get away with this, you madman!
I will. You're no match for Chaos, even though he's not perfected yet. Okay, Chaos. Destroy them all immediately.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Sonic Adventure on the SEGA Dreamcast. I am one Welsh sheep yet again, and now it's time to take care of Chaos 6, the 6th form of Chaos, obviously. And Chaos 6 is a very simple boss fight, and he has a number of attacks that he can utilize and attack you with. First thing he's going to try and do is he's going to try to suck you in, and Eggman throughout the course of this fight will be dropping down these ice robots. These ice robots will try and freeze you. However, you can pick them up and they will freeze Chaos himself. So Dr. Eggman is basically making the fight harder for himself, and if it wasn't for him, Sonic would have no chance to win. So yeah, we can use these things against Chaos 6, but what I recommend is charge up your light speed attack, because that will wipe him out in 2 shots. Ladies and gentlemen, it's pretty damn ridiculous, and I love it.
No way! I can't believe this!
Sonic! Hey there, Knuckles! Glad you finally made it! I thought you got lost or something.
Until we meet again, Sonic!
Stop! Come back here! I hate Eggman. Where's this? That light! I think it's trying to show me something.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the jungle area of the Mystic Ruins. I'm not going to be exploring this too much as Sonic, but I will be exploring this location a great deal later on. However, heading straight into the gigantic pyramid, it is now time for the Lost World Zone. And this is one of my favorite zones in the entire game. I absolutely love the idea of this zone. I love the aesthetics, and I love the fact this game is starting to delve into Knuckles' backstory in a way, because as you all know, Knuckles is the last of the Echidna tribe. And this particular zone, well, this temple belonged to the Echidnas. This belonged to the ancient Mayan Echidna race. I know they're not Mayans, but they remind me of the Mayans because of the way they operate, so whether that's intentional or not, I have no idea. But yeah, basically this is a water level kind of deal for the first half of it. And it's a unique stage, you know, it's a unique zone. It has loads of unique gimmicks involving loads of tricky platforming. And things of that nature. Now when you get to this particular room, we do need to mess around with water levels. Whenever we push a button, the water level will rise according to whatever button we press. Now it's not that hard a mechanic to manipulate. It's a lot easier to deal with than it sounds. All you need to do is go to the next button and press it to raise up the water level to ride the giant snake to the next point. And whenever we actually have raised up enough of the water levels, then we'll have access to these giant beams of light, which we can utilize by pressing the button they shine on. And those buttons that they shine on are our main way to get progression in this place done. Because these giant buttons, well, without any need, you need to light up 3 of them. Once all 3 are lit up, you will have access to the main progression of the game. We'll have progression to the end of this zone. So, yeah, try your best to grab and jump on all 3 buttons in this room, and it's not a hard room. Like, it's really not a hard room at all. The biggest issue is probably going to be clipping through this giant snake, because this giant snake is a little bit glitchy. But, in terms of everything else, you haven't really got any, as long as you're good with jumping, you have no danger of platforming and drowning, basically. You have no danger of drowning. There we go, that's the word I'm looking for. But now we're in the second segment of this zone, and now it's time for light gimmicks, yay! Throughout the course of this zone, there are light areas where we have to manipulate well, that was embarrassing. We have to manipulate a mirror to shine the light into all of these mirrors. These lights will light up the pathway ahead of us, so we can progress further on and see where we are going. And in this particular act, this is probably where you're going to have a lot of trouble in regards to the jumping, because in this area, for some reason, the jumping is really, your momentum is really forward for some reason. You gain a lot of momentum when you jump. And I had this issue as well in Twinkle Park, and these are the only 2 zones of the game where this issue really crops in, where I struggle to make basic jumps because Sonic gains momentum a lot quicker than he should, and I don't know what causes that. It's only in Lost World Zone, and it's only in Twinkle Park Zone I have this issue where Sonic's speed just ramps up too much to control when he's jumping and just doing basic platforming maneuvers. I don't know, I just find that pretty damn weird myself, but yeah, you know, it's a very short sequence. You're never going to get too stuck on any of these areas. You may die once or twice, but once you figure out exactly where to go, you'll be, without much effort, you'll be able to survive. And what I replies by here, don't spin dash. Now this giant ball of fire, why is it on fire? That's just overkill. The giant flaming ball of death are chasing us in this segment. If you get crushed, well, if you spin dash, it will has a bit of rubber band AI glitchiness. So if you spin dash, it will actually clip you and hit you no matter what. So just run down that slope normally, and all is right with the world. It can be really tricky to get through. Like, I like this zone, don't get me wrong, but it is tricky on your first playthrough. And of course we do have loads of switch-based puzzles. For example, this puzzle by here, when we need to press the switch multiple times in order to light up these panels on the wall, which allows us to manipulate gravity and say, fuck you, I'm going up the wall. So, yeah, you can manipulate these switches like this quite easily, and what I just did there with that one jump, I skipped half this level. Seriously, I skipped an entire segment of the zone. It's quite easy to do. But that is it for the Lost World. Pretty fun stage, pretty rad. But it can be quite challenging your first time through. What can I say?
Wow, what's this? A mural. What's this place? Where am I? This is really weird.
Holy shit, this place got red. Yes, this is an ancient area. We're going to be seeing more of this as we progress through the game, and there's not really much explanation at this point, but we'll see more of this as time goes on.
What was that all about? I don't think I'm dreaming here. Eggman! What's he doing here? Oh, never mind. This time I'll get him good!
That cutscene annoys me. not the flashback thing. That's one cutscene, but there where I'm gonna get him good, because if you look at the sky, you can actually see where the skybox is. The skybox ends is kind of that's kind of shoddy. But anyway, now we go down to this point. This area, this building has opened up, and this building was not here beforehand. This is Dr. Eggman's mainline base. This is his actual base of operations. And if we go into here, then we are gonna notice some classic cameos. Remember this guy? Silver Sonic from Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Fortunately, we don't get a fight in this time around. And Metal Sonic. And oh my, he's awfully shiny. Yeah, this is the final area of the game for Sonic's storyline now, folks. So we're going to be finishing off this part. The Sonic story, basically. But to get into the final zone itself, we do need to manipulate this switch puzzle, and it can be a little teensy tiny bit awkward to figure out. But when you figure it out properly, you shouldn't have too much of an issue. Can I tell you? Just bear with me, folks. I do get it. Eventually. I think. Hurry up! I should have edited this out. But yeah, this switch puzzle can take a long time or short amount of time depending on you basically. I'm not good at these sort of things. So, but yeah, there we go. And also, whenever you do the switch puzzle, one thing that annoys me is you can actually undo the switch puzzle and lock the doorway. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Final Egg Zone, the finale of Sonic's part of the game. And yeah, like I said, Dr. Eggman's main base of operations. We got loads of laser gates to deal with, loads of his badniks, and loads of his toughest traps, including giant claws, which you'll see. There we go, giant claws. They do pretty much nothing. So yeah, if you've been struggling up with the game until this point, this isn't that hard a stage. In fact, I would say Lost World is infinitely harder than this one. This is basically a nice, chilled out, relaxing end game level to get you prepared for the final boss. It exists, therefore it is. But I love this zone. I really do love it. It has loads of personality. It really shows the good Doctor. He's got his face molded onto all of the walls. He's got these conveyor belts that do, as far as I can tell, practically nothing. And it's just a jolly good time. What can I say? And trust me, the soundtrack, oh, I love the soundtrack of this zone. You're going to see much later on that this is kicking guitar solo that just works so well. It's, it's bellissimo. It's amazing. What can I tell you? I like it. But you're gonna. This is probably where the platforming itself gets its most blocky and its most traditional, because during the course of this zone now we're gonna be making a lot of normal jumps from point A to point B while avoiding pendulums, This is a very platform-centric level, what can I tell you? And, yeah, if you fall down, basically, you are going to die. Don't fall down. Although, one thing that kind of bugs me about this particular zone is if you actually do fall down in this particular giant chasm and land on the platform underneath, even though you do go to that platform much later on in this zone, you still die for some reason, and it drives me mad. Why can't I just skip this if I know I can go downwards? It's, frustration. Frustration! I'm on your damn platform. Hey, who likes waiting in your super fast Sonic games? I know I do. But, yeah, it's all pretty damn good. What can I tell you? What can I tell you? Hey, extra life. This game loves to throw extra lives at you, I've noticed as well around this point. Sorry, I had to be quiet there for a second. I absolutely adore this guitar work. Jun Sonoy, you are a guitarist legend. What can I tell you? I love this music. But yeah, Final Egg isn't that hard a stage, all things considered. We do have to worry about the traditional traps like crushing blocks and spike balls and what have you. But I can sort of cheese a lot of segments in this particular zone just by going fast and skipping everything and just jumping where I know where I'm going to be able to because, well, I played this game a lot, don't you know? Anyway, next up, we need to go into this lift to go into the next main area, and this lift by here, it's very easy to clip through the tiny gap at the in between the lift and the actual floor in front of it, so you can easily fall through a bottomless pit if you miss the lift itself. So just be careful of that, and let's just keep on moving on, shall we? And this isn't the only time we're going to be entering Final Egg during the course of the playthrough. And many people will probably think, okay, but it's called Final Egg, it's meant to be the final zone, so this will be the final zone for every character, right? No, this will not be the final zone for every character. God damn it. This will not be the final zone for every character. In fact, this is only the final zone for probably Sonic. I can't remember. Does Amy have this as a final zone, or is hers Hot Shelter? I think this is basically only the final zone whenever you're playing as Sonic. So, you know, it's kind of neat, and we don't really get to see this zone too much as the others because it's mainly a Sonic level. You know, it's built primarily for the Blue Blur himself. Because all of the other characters in this game, they do not exactly have their own unique levels, you know, folks. They do have the same zones. They all go to the same zones that we've already been to previously. For example, Big the Cat, he goes to Emerald Coast and Twinkle Park, etc., etc. Knuckles the Echidna goes to Speed Highway, you know. Not all of the characters have their own unique locations they go to. But their own zones, the zones they do return to, all do have their own unique level design, and they are built around the character in question, which I do like. So it doesn't feel like you're going through the exact same areas, it doesn't feel like a retread, which I do appreciate. And oh god! Why are the dolls of Sonic, Tails and Knuckles? Ah! That's terrifying. Well, obviously, Eggman uses them for target practice, and we're going to see that in its full effect much later on in the playthrough, like towards the end game. But, yeah, let's just charge up this last light speed dash, and we are done with this stage once and for all. I love this level, it's really well done. It's one of my personal favourite levels to return to and demolish at light speed. What can I say?
Yeah, not bad.
Well, if it
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final boss fight of Sonic's storyline, the Egg Viper. And this boss fight, well, get used to hearing a certain line.
Get a load of this! Get a load of this!
Get used to hearing that, ladies and gentlemen, because that's a line that is very prevalent during the course of this game. We are always going to hear Eggman going, get a load of this! Get a load of this! And I like it, it's very catchy. It's around this point in the time of the Sonic franchise where Eggman always gets these really, really memorable, repeatable quotes in all of his boss fights. And it's pretty much every single 3D Sonic game, he has at least one of these lines where you always remember, okay, he's gonna say this in this game. For example, in this game, he always goes, get a load of this! In Shadow the Hedgehog, for example, he's going to start saying stuff like, you know what they say? The more the merrier. And it just always has this really quotable thing. I love Eggman. He's one of my favorite video game villains after all. But during the course of this boss fight, all you really need to do for the first phase is wait for him to finish attacking you with his lasers and whatnot. The best way to dodge him is to just run fast. I mean, you're playing as Sonic, what do you expect? And whenever he opens up his cockpit, he's going to start being all cocky, going, I think you can make it over here. And when he does that, you basically have to homing attack into the cockpit itself and knock him down. From time to time, you'll also come up onto the other end of the platform and start shooting lasers at you. The best way to dodge that is to sort of run towards him and move to the right at the right amount of time in order to dodge a laser. It looks more challenging to dodge than it actually is. Trust me, it's just more intimidating than anything else. But I love his boss fight, I love the music, and when he gets to this phase of the boss, he's gonna start doing his Beyblade thing. He's gonna send out his little spike Beyblades at you. All you need to do is jump up whenever a Beyblade's coming towards you, land on it, and then jump into Dr. Eggman himself. Eggman, you blew up those load of platforms. Good! Now blow up these center platforms and you'll have no chance to defeat us. Eggman, you're not gonna do that, are you? Okay. It's an example of Eggman's lack of 300 IQ. He has 300 IQ, but sometimes he doesn't really want to show it. Seriously, he could destroy all of the platforms, and there we go. He beat us, but I don't know. But once we actually have destroyed his health bar down to 0, Dr. Eggman himself will start exploding and moving around rapidly, and he's about to do a suicide tactic. He's going to take us out with him, so whenever you see him come towards you, just do a jump dash and run out of the way as best you can. Just try and stay away from the platform. It's going to explode, and with that, folks, we have just cleared Sonic's story. Alright, now that, my friends, is how it is done. But yeah, that is Sonic's story of the playthrough now, folks, and basically, what can I say about Sonic's story? It has a fantastic soundtrack and is probably the highlight of the main game. This is where the game's at its best, folks. But do not fret, the other storylines that we are going to be tackling in this LP is going to be good as well. This is not the worst. You know, this is not the end of the game. It's not the end of the playthrough despite being the end of the storyline. We got a lot more characters to cover and a lot more stories to cover until we get through with this one. And yeah, I like it. I really love it. I love Sonic's storyline. And with that, folks, that is it for this part. So thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people. And leave you guys to listen to the song It Doesn't Matter, because I'm not going to talk over the ending credits cutscene, because talking over this music is basically a travesty, and you guys need to listen to this stuff. So, yeah, I'll catch you all next time, ladies and gentlemen, as we tackle the Tails storyline of the game, and we still don't know much about Chaos himself, do we? The only sort of hint we got to this guy is that one flashback sequence and a mural. So, you know, there's still plenty to uncover in terms of the storyline. So I'll catch you all then. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people. And I'll see you after. Bye!